Oh boy, we got some stuff to talk about. Big breaking news. After just 8 races, Spire Motorsports and Rodney Childers have parted ways effective immediately. Breaking news. That is what we got going on. Welcome everyone back to an episode of Inside Lines. My name is Jett. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Wow, huge news now. The team Spire Motorsports, they put out a statement saying in part, quote, NASCAR is an ever-evolving sport and the path to improvement isn't always comfortable. The break in the Cup Series schedule gave us a chance to evaluate where we are as a program. We took the opportunity to discuss the best path forward for everyone involved and the team, and Rodney agreed that it would be best for us to part ways. Rodney has worked at the highest level of our sport for 20 years, and he knows what it takes to win championships. With that in mind, we collectively acknowledge challenges with the team dynamic. Having the right combination of talent is just as important as the results on track. As we move in a new direction, it is not lost on us that Rodney has been an invaluable asset to our organization, as he will continue to be for others in the sport. So this to me sounds like a team decision to get rid of Rodney Childers. Wow, I mean, 8 races into a season. Now let's keep in mind what has happened in recent weeks, right? 3 or 4 weeks ago, at the same week at Darlington, not only did Justin Haley's number 17 pit crew get swapped with Kyle Larson's, but also they lost their car chief, championship-winning car chief Robert Smith, who worked on Kevin Harvick's team when they won in 2014 with Rodney Childers, I might add you, and won a ton of races since then. He moved with Rodney Childers to the 7 team. Well, he got moved to Joe Gibbs Racing. He's now at Joe Gibbs Racing with Ty Gibbs in that number 54 team. And we have seen, ever since he's gone on board, that 54 team, their results have greatly improved. But even though the 7 team hasn't maybe performed as what we have expected, they have still improved. At this time last year, although it was with Corey LaJoie behind the wheel, they were 29th in points. Now they're 23rd in points. So they have been improving. This is a shocking decision. And even though this looked as though it is a team decision, we still don't know as to what exactly happened. Was it maybe because Rodney Childers was not happy with the direction of the team because he lost his pit crew and he lost his car chief? He lost the guy that he brought over with him. And maybe that may have told him that maybe this is not the team I want to be with. Because to me, it's shocking this early in the season for Spire to make the decision to get rid of Rodney Childers. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, it's not like Justin Haley and that 7 team are the worst. I mean, if you look at the point standings right now, Michael McDowell is 19th in points, Justin Haley 23rd, and Carson Hocevar in 25th. They're kind of all within the same realm. With Spire, I think a lot of us had very high hopes and high expectations, but man, to drop off your championship crew chief this early in the season, you better have a real good reason and a real good replacement. Regardless of the fact that it's the offseason, it's still, we're not even a third of the way through. To me, this is a shocking, unusual decision. And even though, like I said, we got the statement, there is not a real clear reasoning as to why they make such a drastic change like this. Of course, now the direction is, where do these two parties go? Where does Justin Haley go with the 7 team now that he's lost his crew chief, he's lost his car chief, and he's lost his pit crew in a span of 1 month? I hope this doesn't all fall on Justin, because I still think he's a great talent, but this is some major hurdles he has to overcome. As for Rodney Childers, where does he go now? Where would he fall in place? I don't think that Rodney Childers is done. I don't think this is the last we've seen of Rodney Childers, not only in NASCAR, but in the Cup Series. There is definitely a top team that still wants him. He may be not at the level like what we saw with him and Harvick during the Gen 6 era, but he's still a top tier crew chief. So, man, I don't know. This is just weird. Like, I don't know what more to say about this, because I don't know where else can you go from here? Now, just as I'm recording this, Rodney Childers put out a statement himself saying in part, quote, I know this is a shock, but also know that not everything works out perfect all the time. That's how life works. This was just one of those things that just wasn't working for either of us. I appreciate my time at Spire, working with Justin Haley and the entire 7 team. We did a lot of good that is yet to be seen, and I wish them the best in the future. I also want to say thank you to everyone at Chevrolet, Mr. H, and everyone at Hendrick Motorsports for my time working with them again. It was a pleasure. Thank you to NASCAR, the officials, and most importantly, the fans for your support. For me, I'm going to take a little time, focus on the important things like my family and friends, and honestly just see what the racing world holds for me next. I know the man above will lead me in a direction that is best for me, RC. So yeah, I do think that, like I said, he's going to take some time off, but I don't think this is the last we have seen of Rodney Childers. I just can't see that. I just can't see him leaving it on that note. But it is a shock. I mean, it could be just things just weren't working out. I do believe, though, still that the departure of those two things I just mentioned, the car chief and the pit crew, did play a role in this decision. But it is going to be very interesting to see what happens from here on out. For not only Rodney Childers' future, but also the future of Justin Haley and that 7 team. Now, to wrap it up, we're going to talk about NASCAR's All-Star Race format that was just announced yesterday. And it got some people talking, but I'm not sure why. Now, everything is relatively the same in terms of the heat races, 60 laps for each heat race. Heat 1 determines the inside lane, Heat 2 determines the outside lane, all that stuff. Everything is the same. All-Star Open is the same, really. Nothing's changed. There is a difference in terms of the race length or the race procedure for the All-Star race. So, in the 2025 format, the race length has been expanded to 250 laps. All laps count, overtime rules in effect. A competition break at around lap 100. And this is the one that's got a lot of people talking. An optional promoter's caution must be executed prior to lap 220. If the promoter's caution has not been executed and a natural caution occurs after lap 200, the optional caution will no longer be in play. So it's kind of like another version of the caution clock, a different version, slightly different version of the caution clock. Now, there's a lot of people that are not happy about this. Personally, I don't mind it as much. Keep in mind, the All-Star race has had a competition caution or some form like that since 1987. I can remember times in maybe 2016 where they will throw a caution with 10 laps to go and you have a 10-lap shootout. So this is nothing new. This would basically is saying on lap 220 with under 30 laps to go. I have no issues with it. But NASCAR is also introducing something different, and that is a manufacturer showdown. So what this is this. Chevrolet, Ford, and Toyota will be equally represented. The members per team will be determined by the least represented manufacturer, and an equal number of drivers from the other two manufacturers will be selected based on their final All-Star grid starting positions. Teams will be scored against each other and not by their overall All-Star finish. The lowest combined total of finishing positions will be the winning manufacturer. In the event of a tie, the single best overall finishing position will determine the winner. So, what is this? Let's try and simplify this. What is this? So, Chevrolet, Ford, and Toyota, there will be an equal number of cars per manufacturer. So, let's say this, for example, if there are 6 Toyota cars, and that is the least based on per manufacturer, then NASCAR will only go by the top 6 Chevrolet, top 6 Ford, and top 6 Toyota. I'm just giving an example here. That will be selected based on their all-star starting grid positions. So what I can gather from this is, let's say the top 5 Chevrolet cars, the top 5 Ford cars, and the top 5 Toyota cars. Again, just saying this as an example. This, at least that's what I'm getting from that. And the lowest combining position per manufacturer will win the manufacturer showdown. So let's say for Chevrolet, they have 5 cars, right? They finish first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Let's just say that. They occupy the top 5 positions. Then Ford takes home 6 through 10 and so on. Toyota takes home 11 through 15. Chevrolet would win since they have the total number of those 5 drivers. That's the least That's the least number compared to the other 2 manufacturers. And in the event of a tie, whichever manufacturer is the best highest position. So let's say Chevrolet and Toyota tie. Oh, well, Kyle Larson won the race. Chevrolet wins the tiebreaker. So that is what the manufacturer showdown is. Again, I quite frankly don't care about it. I don't think it's something that our fans are going to really care for. They're going to really notice it about. I guess it's a cool little way to kind of make the manufacturers feel like they're more involved in it. But I really don't care for that as much. What I do care is what a possibility of what the All-Star race could have been. Now, Bozy Todorevich, again, sorry if I mispronounced your name, he posted his very first podcast episode on his YouTube channel and other podcast platforms about a rumor that NASCAR would allow the teams to run a run what you bring, meaning that we'll just look at the car for safety inspections. Other than that, free game. But the teams shut that down. Honestly, this is a rumor, so we cannot know for sure about this, but judging by what NASCAR said last week or 2 weeks ago at Bristol by saying, listen, we're all ears. I wouldn't be surprised by this. I'm also not surprised by the team's reaction. Let's just play hypothetical here and assume this was true and the team shot it down. I would be disappointed because obviously, it would be nice to see, kind of a throwback. It's weird to say throwback to the Gen 6 era where it was kind of a run what you bring type of deal. But I also can understand because the teams laid off a whole bunch of people, laid off fabricators, laid off a lot of people to prepare for this next gen era. And now you're going to give them about a month's time to be able to prepare for a lot of things ready. They have spent millions of dollars on dyno, millions of dollars on R&D, on testing and things of that nature. And it's a bit hypocritical to say you don't want to do that, but you're willing to spend tens of millions of dollars in the simulator. You know what I mean? Like it's a bit hypocritical on the team's part if we're playing hypothetical here. And I also don't think it would make that much of a difference. I think, again, at a track in North Wilkesboro, it's a short track dealing with aero and things of that nature. Obviously, there won't be any changes with the engine package. I think when NASCAR is saying run what you bring, it's like, yeah, if you want to change the aero of like the spoiler or whatever like that, then fine. But no adding horsepower. That's what I'm assuming. But that would be nice to see, even though I don't think it would have that much of a difference. It would have been nice to see if that would actually happen. But that is all we got for this episode. It's a short one, but what are your thoughts on any of the two stories? Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content. Until next time, my name is Jett from MDK. Thanks for watching.